Preaching moguls Michael Ealy and Diamond Gant are taking the world by surprise as they are changing lives for the better and inspiring others. I sat down with them to talk to them about what it's like to be a young preacher. Here's what they have to say.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael Ealy. I am a junior marketing major from Raleigh, North Carolina. And I'm just going to share briefly with you a little bit about my journey into the ministry. Currently now, I am the youth minister at the Little Zion Baptist Church in Hampton, Virginia. And at the age of 7, I told my parents, I said, I want to be saved. I had started a church on my campus, well, elementary school, and I had church on the track, and we called it the First Kid Baptist Church. There was like 7 of us that were kind of churchy in the class, and we went on from there. After that, let's see, when I was in middle school, I went on and started a church in my garage. See, y'all talking to a pastor, you didn't even know it. And we had like 10, 15 neighborhood kids coming. And I'm talking about we raised money so that we could order and buy everything that we needed for the church. Of course, we get older, so no one wants to do that anymore. And so I talked to my pastor, I said, look, I have been coming to you, and I really, really feel the need and the calling to preach. So he talked to me about my calling. He talked to me about, what it really meant to go into ministry. That church is just only like 10 to 20% of what the actual ministry is. And so I went through a series of training by going to classes at the Raleigh Institute of Biblical Studies. And then after some more time, and I graduated high school, I was able to stand up to preach my initial sermon. Now, to be honest, for many, the initial sermon is a very, very special day, because it is the first time for most people that you have stood behind a pulpit. But at this time in my life, I was what we call bootlegging. And so I was preaching without a license, but I had it set up so that I was the speaker for multiple events. And so at this time, I had already preached literally at least 30 to 50 times within this 3-year training. I came to Hampton University. I got active with campus ministry. When we came into campus ministry, there were probably about 20 students that would attend Bible study on a regular basis on Wednesday night. And so we worked, and we literally made campus ministry a second church home to the Memorial Church. And so by the time I was in the decline of my sophomore year, we had over 200 students. Yeah, I said that. We had over 200 students that were active in campus ministry right here on our campus. It's not as easy as it might look. Again, like I said earlier, 20% of this is the preaching, is you seeing people. But what about when you are going and you're praying for people? You're getting calls late at night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You're getting text messages. You're being pulled at in this direction, pulled at in that direction. And all these things happen for me, not only here on campus, but as well off campus, because that is where I'm doing ministry at. And so then you're holding all the desires, and you're holding all of the concerns and prayers and hardships of others, while you have to carry your own burdens. I desire to go to seminary school at the Virginia Union University, where I would take up a double major, a double master, and Masters of Divinity and Masters of Christian Education. And everything else from there is really in God's hands.
Be not dismayed, whatever betide you, that God will. I said God will. I said God will take care of you. God will take care of you. In the nighttime, He'll take care of you. In the morning, He'll take care of you. In the noonday, He'll take care of you. All you got
name is Diamond Gant. I am a junior political science major from Washington, D.C. And I've been tasked with talking about the day in the life, or the life of being a young preacher. I guess I'll start off with how I started in the ministry. So I've been licensed for 2, going on 3 years now. It all started when I was 15 years old. I know that's very young. And not many people have this story, but at the age of 15, I knew that I was called by God to be a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so 15 years old, I'm young. You know, I grew up in the church. Both of my grandmothers are preachers. I always said that I would never do what they do. But I told the Lord, I said, Lord, if this is what you want me to do, then you're going to have to tell me yourself. And he did just that. Of 16, I started my minister's training. 18 months of minister's training. I was the youngest one there. You know, we had deacons who were in the class, deaconess, people who've been in Christ, who've been on their Christian walk for a long time. And here it was, little old me. And I was just grateful to be there, but it was intimidating in a way. So moving right along again, it was when I was 18 years old, I was finally licensed to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And ever since, the Lord has been affording me the opportunities to just preach across the nation, really, and I'm so grateful. But one may ask, the most common question I get is, how is it being young? You know, I'm 21 years old now, and it's interesting. It really is interesting being a young preacher. I thank God that I came to Hampton. Hampton really shaped me to not be the preachers that I saw, to not be the ministers I've seen previously, but to be a minister in my own right. I would say the first and the main thing is that I had to stay true to who I was. Yes, Hampton grew. I grew at Hampton just like anyone else. I became mature and all of those things, but I remained true to the calling that was on my life because I'm serious about what I do. And so that's really the main thing that I would say about being a young preacher. But then on the flip side is the whole social aspect. I am just like everyone else in a sense. You know, there are things that I don't do. I have beliefs, I have morals, I have values. The scriptures do say that there are certain things that we are not to do. And it's not that I don't do them because I don't want to be seen in a negative light. I don't do them because those are the beliefs that I hold. And but other than that, socially, I'm a part of the student leadership program, one of the best organizations on campus. I have friends. I have this crazy group of friends. I love all of them to death. And we go out, we hang out just like other groups of friends. So like when people always say, you seem like you're so different, like you don't do the things that other people do. Yeah, there are some things I don't do, but there are a lot of things that I do. I'm involved on campus. I love this campus. I love the people on campus. You'll see me in the stew. Sometimes I come past 12 to 2. You probably won't ever see me in Holland. I have been, yes, once or twice or 3 times. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so you know, my academics come first all the time. You know, I do a lot of preaching. So Monday through Friday, well, really Thursday, is where I'm in the books. I'm in the books unless I have to preach that week. But come Friday through Sunday, most of the time I'm preaching. So either that's a travel day first and then preaching, or either just getting my mind surrounded in the things of Christ and trying to avail myself to really find out, Lord, what is it that you would have me to say to your people? And so that does come with a big word that even I was having a conversation with one of my friends, is that sacrifice. So there is a lot of sacrifice in my life. That's one thing that I won't let anyone take away from me, is that I make sure I sacrifice. This past weekend, I was in Baltimore, 5 services in 3 different locations, preaching, traveling, different. So it's very tiresome, but it's very rewarding when you know that you've done what God has called you to do. And I'm just an avid believer that if he put my hands to do it, then he's going to give me the strength. So even though my physical body gets tired, my spirit, man, never gets tired of seeing souls come to Christ, because that's all it's for. You know, people see the glamour behind it. Oh, you know, she's this place, she's that place. that place. But it is a balance, of having to make sure that all areas of my life and all aspects of my life are covered. So that's what it's like traveling. Just talking to one of my mentors that I look up to so much the other day, she was like, what are your plans for ministry? Where do you see yourself in ministry? So in 5 years, I'm not really sure where the Lord is going to take me. He's done so much for me already. I'm at a place where it's like, Lord, where you have me to go, I'll go. Just short term, I know I'm trying to go to Duke and trying to get in their Masters of Divinity program, do a dual master's, also with public policy. My goal in 5 years really is to be an advocate of change, of putting the church at the center of the community and making the voice of the church influential again. I know that the Lord probably will have me to continue to travel even in my studies. So that's where I see myself in 5 years. I know my...
Sing, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get through this. It's my season to live. Man, I need y'all to play it like you wrote it.